Alright guys, so welcome back, Ninja here, and we are here for the Gotham races this time. So I am in front of East End Police Station. It's the one with the bat signal on top of it, the low-level police station, and this is one of the two low-level races, but I haven't done it yet in any of my Let's Plays or playthroughs, so just gonna do this real quick. It's a real fast race, so should be all good. Here's where you're trying to take like wide turns on some of them to try and get the best angles for the corners. I'm just trying to pay attention to where the next one is. Once you get to here, oop, just basically want to boost straight up through to get to that ring. There we go. Go over here. Next to amusement mile. The next one. You can see by not waiting for it to load, I lost a couple seconds there, so I'll try to make up for it as I'm going. Oh, come on. Once again, it's like, so these races that I'm starting off with here, they are actually some of the easier ones, so I'm probably doing this much faster than I would need to. Okay. Head over here. Sort of next to the Poison Ivy mission, and sort of actually right next door to where Ninja Misty's lair is. If you've watched her episode on lair design. Here we go. This one has a couple little tricky spots to it, but you'll see as I go through. Trying to hit all of those if you can on one boost without slowing down as much as possible. Boosting down into here to walking if you have to, and then recover. Oh. Boost again. Boost as much as possible, guys. Just get those rings. Here's one of the trickier spots. You're gonna go straight down on this one. It's not too bad. There are some worse ones. It's just being able to continue on here with the boosts. Ooh, come on. Let's see if I can make this. Walking on that ramp if you have to avoid getting slowed down. Don't boost through here. You hit those walls, you'll just slow yourself down. Here you go. Actually gonna do this one next, it's just a little bit closer. This is the one in the middle, sort of by Giordano Gardens. Close to the tap room for villains. That's their base, that's just down there in that building with the lights. Okay. And actually I think they're gonna go right past it when we do this race. This is another trickier one, boosting straight down. Tap the X a couple times to get up to there, and boost again. Avoid that little tip on that section, drop, and start boosting again. Don't try to boost through there, because you'll just hit it, slow yourself down. Boost as soon as you can through this section. Boost wherever you can with these ones. Getting up to here. Boosting again. You know, anywhere that you can boost. Just going to cut down that time. Once again, just drop through instead of trying to boost through any of those, the cracks in the rail lines. Oh. So I'm just going to head over. This is going to be closer to the Knight's Dome, I guess. Sort of off in that direction. Going to end up going around Ace Chemicals, I think, for quite a bit of it. So actually, this one you want to be careful when you're going through Ace. You can get pulled down by the enemies, so you want to be really careful and try to get through this one as fast as possible. Oh, a little lag there. Try to recover it. As long as you're aware of like the route that it's trying to force you to go on, you just trying to plan ahead a little bit with some of these to get through them in the right direction. So, you know, it doesn't matter if you have to practice a few times just to get the layout of the race sort of memorized or whatever. This is just so you guys can see sort of like the general strategies. You're tapping X to get through there, sort of to get through this kind of stuff. Here's what I mean, where you want to go as quickly as possible and just skim as fast as you possibly can through this stuff, because if you get pulled down, you're not getting back up again anytime soon. So you just want to be really careful. I was lucky to get through all of that the way that I just did there, because I almost got pulled down there at the end. Okay, there we go. I'm going to head over now, sort of like one last race on this side of Gotham before I head across the water to do the last few over there. Oh, and like, if you look at the purple bar down at the bottom, it's like totally full. It's got one little sliver left, so I'm totally going to level up again in a second here when I get this race done. There it goes. I think this one ends up on the top of Wayne Tech building. It's another one that I just kind of like because it does that sort of iconic building tour while it's going through, like we did the LexCorp Tower in the last one. It's just instead of starting there, it finishes there. So let's see. Nice how it just starts it. No countdown. Took too long to load. Oh. Like I said, there's like a margin for error on all of these races, so if you think that you can still make it through, then it's worth it to keep going for it, because they do give you that little bit of leeway. Trying to avoid hitting the edges of stuff, taking this one wide so that you can nail this section. Doesn't matter if you hit that last one there. Just trying to get through as much of it as possible. Timing, stopping your flight there so that you can hit all of that, and then just finish it off like that. Here we go. Why, yes, I do think my name will be on that flag. Boom. Free exobits. Why not? Okay, so now we're heading over. I think there are just maybe 3 or 4 maybe races left here on this side of Gotham. I'm not actually going to do them in a specific order just because of how it'll end up putting me when I finish them. You can see there's these 3 here, so yeah, there's 4 races left. I'm going to go do the one that's closest to Gotham University first. Just because it'll sort of put me from one to the next, to the next, to the next, going through each of them, so. One Gotham race that I won't be covering in this episode, that's the Catwoman race. Basically, because I'm not level 30 yet, I don't have it available to me, and because I'm planning on putting these episodes up before I hit level 30, I'm going to have to tack that in somewhere else, like, just add it on where I can. So if you guys need some help with that, what I'll probably do is I'll just go film it and make a completely separate episode just for the Catwoman race, just because it is also the most difficult race in the game, even for me. So I'm sure some people out there would like to see my tips and suggestions for getting through that one if they haven't done it already. So I will make sure to do that at some point when I can do that for you guys. Try to hit everything going as fast as possible, guys. Avoid the edge of that building that I just passed in order to keep going through all those really quickly. Always remember to grab that one, to go down and get it, because if you miss it, oh, you can totally screw yourself up. Really? I missed that? Come on. Pretty sure I went through it. Somebody will have to check the replay. Oh, that was close. My TV just went black for a second there, guys, so I missed that one due to technical glitch. At least I was able to recover it. Avoiding the side of that building once again to just maintain your boost through all this stuff. And done. Boom. Alright, so I'm going to do this one next. This one of the more difficult ones to nail the start once again, like some of the other races we've done where you have to go down. This one's a little bit more different because you're going to see it's going to change the size of the ring that you have to go through to one that's much smaller. That one there. So we're going to try and just nail it as best we can. If you miss these first couple of rings, you might just want to go back and start again because you're so close to the beginning. You know, why not? Just keep an eye out for any of the small rings in this race, because those are going to be the ones where it's going to be a little bit trickier just to nail the route that they want you to get. Some of them are just small because they're trying to put them in smaller locations to get through, like these ones, but that will set at the beginning, and then there's another set at the end that's going to be very important to actually get that. So you see, they're just trying to slot those ones into some tighter spaces to get through. Trying to avoid hitting the ground through that section in order to keep the boost up. Oh, gotta love pop-ins. All I have to say is PS4. Fix the pop-ins on PS4. Oh. Can I do it? Let's see. These are some more of these smaller ones like I was talking about. That was really tricky, the way that the camera just went there. So I'm just going to show you like what that made me do. I missed those rings sort of next to this thing. I flew underneath one ring here, up underneath another ring, turned around, and then went up through the last few rings that ended in the middle of that little group there. So I just know that the camera like flipped around a little bit there, and it was a little bit difficult to see that. So you just have to know that you're going to be like going underneath and then literally turning around and going backwards straight up, so at the end, just so that you don't miss that anywhere. I'm gonna look around here. So I should be right next to another race. There we go. Probably the hardest race in Gotham, this one right here. It's just all about timing and hitting the different sections of it with the right moves. You can use some of the like non-movement boosting just by going down. Oh, why are you starting like that? 3 seconds out already? No, thank you. I'm gonna retry, guys, just because that's a little bit annoying. It started it and I wasn't even able to move for 3 seconds. Let's see if this time it's a little bit better. Not so bad, but still, that's like cutting into my time. Okay, here's this like downward, some of the downward boosting where you don't actually want to be going full speed, you just want to use the boost that you get from naturally pointing yourself down. Here, boosting, just stop and go up and over. Once again, the natural downwards boosting without actually hitting the boost button. Just because you'll end up, this is actual boosting though. You'll end up hitting the button and you'll go too far if you're like trying to go faster than what it's naturally doing through those sections, so just want to be careful. Same here, like I could be boosting probably through a lot more of this, but I'm going to end up overshooting my targets like I did there. Can do get a little bit more of a boost off, try and make up for some of that time that was lost from having to correct. Here's another spot where you gotta watch for the little ring. Oh no, that's actually not, that's bigger now than it used to be, I guess. Used to be that you had to like nail like the little rings you went down through there. Oh yeah, there we go. It's just one more race now, guys. This is the last race in Gotham. Don't have to do any fancy stuff with respecking or anything here, so This will be the last one for us today. Come on. Of course. I didn't save this one for last because it's my favorite or something. It just ended up being the one that was geographically last. So I have no particular favoritism for this race, just happened to be where it was. Another section with small ones just to keep out for them. See, some of them are tricky. You just have to be able to recover and keep going, not get broken off of your run. Let's see. Go, drop through. Just boosting and hitting as many as possible. This one again I'm going to drop through when I get to the point. Oh, see if I can still. Oh, that's a bad one. I'm trying to cover that. Let's see. I can pull this off. Got it. And it's a final. So there we go. So you can see after doing the races in Gotham and Metropolis, for not doing too much work, we've gone up a couple levels and grabbed a whole bunch of feat points. So, you know, this might not be a bad idea to try and get some of these done, if you haven't done them already, to get yourself a little boost for your character. And hopefully, you know, doing these videos will help some of you be able to get some tips and techniques for how to get through some of these races and help you out. So hopefully this was informative. Thank you very much for joining me once again. I'm Ninja Andrew, and join us as always for more epic adventures with Ninja Andrew and Ninja Missy at DorkNinjaGaming. Thank you for watching.